right, guys. Like I was saying, that I have a special guest on the show. He's a motorcycle rider, not just a motorcycle rider. He's a Canon Riker rider. I do admit that I really don't know too much about these three-wheeler bikes. So we're gonna. Some of you did send in some questions, and we're gonna get started. I do have the questions. I am gonna ask the questions. So I introduce you, Keith Hammer. Keith, how you doing?
Hey man, what's up, Sam? How's everything?
Everything is good, man. I'm glad to have you here.
Good
You
to be
know,
here.
yeah, because I posted that video on to send in some questions, and I was surprised I was getting a lot of questions.
That's
'Cause-
cool.
because I did ask about the police officer to ask questions for him, and I don't think I only got like one question out of that one. But this one, I think people are more interested in bikes. I don't know. All right, I had a little microphone issue there, guys, so had to get myself situated. So let's just start with the questions then. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Let's see. Did you see my video on the Riker one?
Yeah, I saw that you put the little Ryker up there
Yeah, that was funny,
following the
man.
Ryker. That was pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm
I
a
was like,
video,
hey, he drove by me or something. I said, nah, he didn't drive by me.
yeah, yeah. That video editing stuff is great. I love
Yeah,
video
it's
editing.
fun. It's fun.
What software do you use?
I'm just
You
using an Adobe DaVinci.
Oh, you use
That's what I
DaVinci?
use. I use DaVinci. Yeah.
Is it hard? Hard to use that?
You know what is crazy about it?
Mm-hmm.
I got my 16-year-old who helps me do my my editing.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
the young kids they got
Yeah,
they
yeah,
figure
yeah.
it out. So I
Mm-hmm.
just when I'm stuck, I go and say, "Hey, man," and he goes, "Yeah, all right, Dad, no problem. One, two, three," and then we're back
That's
in.
good. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
So
All right. So
props to
let's
my
see.
kids to help me with my
That's
editing
good,
on the
man. That's
camera.
great. So let me ask you, what is Shadow Black from your intros? I was wondering what was that? Shadow Black.
Okay, so the shadow black comes from the wrap that I put on my Ryker. So
Okay.
I ordered a special. I wanted to wrap my Ryker in a certain color, and I
Okay.
wanted to do something unique, but not something where I'm gonna look at it after 2 weeks and be like, "Oh my goodness, why did I pick this?"
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
looked
Yeah.
around. I found a guy who had the wrap. It was a certain way I wanted it, certain look, so he had to make it custom.
Mm-hmm.
He put
Yeah.
it on, and when I started riding around with it, everybody would say, "Hey, man, what is that?" And I used to tell them, "Well, the
Mm.
pattern is called Shadow Black."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So after a while, they just started when I got to these bike meets, they started going, "Hey, Shadow Black Reich is here."
Oh,
So
okay.
I
Okay.
just decided to use because I didn't have Instagram, so I
I
decided
see.
to put
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And now
Okay.
my Instagram is Shadow Black Riker, so that's where that came
Okay.
from.
Okay. All right. Move this back this way. There you go. Alrighty. So that's what Shadow Black is. And I was gonna ask you, are you a Riker doctor? But meaning that's you mean a mechanic, right? But
Yeah,
your own personal mechanic.
yeah, my own personal mechanic. What happened was when I bought the Ryker, it's not. I bought it when it first came out in 2019, and
Okay.
out here there's not too many dealerships,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't want to have to go back and forth for servicing and things like that. But recalls you have to. But I started just to dabble around with because I rode before, so I started to dabble around with doing work on the Ryker.
Okay.
And I look at other YouTubers and things they do, and I tweak on that because I'm not afraid to mess around.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was when I
Get your hands
started,
dirty.
correct. So when I
Yeah.
started posting these videos, people would email me and be like, "Hey, man, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I would be like, "Hey, listen, I'm not a mechanic, but I don't think it'd be a problem with it. Just bring it by. If I could do
Mm-hmm.
it, I do it. If not, hey, no harm, no foul, right? Won't cost you
Yeah.
anything."
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
started happening, and more people started bringing their bike over to me.
Oh.
And
Oh. Okay.
I became, people started asking me questions and things like that, and I became and they started nicknaming me the Riker Doctor.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That's cool. You know how I got my name Big Mac Sam, right?
How?
I don't even like Big Macs because because one time I went to Wendy's, and when you're gonna pay them cash, they ask you what's your name.
Oh,
So
okay.
and it was a prank that I was doing, so I just said Big Mac.
Ah,
So I told them Big
that's
Mac, and then
funny.
what? Yeah. So when my order was ready, They said Big Mac, and then people like looking around Big Mac.
That's cool though. That's a
Yeah,
funny joke.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's how I got the name.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
do that in Starbucks. I would put Obama as the last name.
Oh, for real? Wow. All right. Next question. Let's see. Have you ever had a road rage incident with a car driver while driving your Ryker?
Well,
Because
road
some people don't like motorcycle.
bikes, right? I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? Road rage takes two people,
Exactly.
right?
Mhm.
So I try to steer away from road rage because the outcome is not going to be beneficial to anyone, right?
Mhm.
What am I going to get? If somebody cuts me off, I get cut off. This is New York City, right? I've
Yeah.
been getting cut off for 40 years. I've been driving a
Mhm.
car. What is it going to get me? Into an accident, into an
Mhm.
altercation? Is it really going to be worth it? That's how I look at road rage. So I just
Exactly. Yeah.
decide at this point, it's better if I drive more defensive and not
Mhm.
worry about, the road rage and people cutting me off. I just drive more defensively, as in aggressively. Because,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no protections on a bike. So will I
Mhm.
win a fight on a bike? If he really wants to, he run me right over and that's it for me. So
Mhm.
is it worth it? No. Worth it for me is get over it and make it home to, that
That's
day.
it. Yeah, that's it. Like I tell my students in the class, road rage is stupid. It's best to de-escalate the situation.
Correct.
And I'm sure you heard of verbal judo. Talk your way out of it. Don't get
Yeah, I was
involved.
in. Yeah, I just recently had an accident. I posted it up on my YouTube
I
page.
saw
So
that. Well, it
yeah,
was a female driver. She hit the back of your bike.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean, what was the argument going to be? I could call her stupid. I could say this, that, and the
yeah.
third. But is
Mhm.
that going to fix the problem? Is that going to
Yeah.
help the
Mhm.
situation? She
Yeah.
knows she messed up. She
Yep.
apologized.
Mhm.
She felt bad for what she did. Okay, there's no reason to belittle her or speak to her in a certain way. Let's
Yeah.
just get this settled and move on with
Mhm.
our lives,
That's
right?
it. That's
I
it.
don't have to prove I'm better or road rage is doesn't it's not worth anything.
No.
Might think it makes you feel good by yelling and cursing at somebody and getting
Yeah.
in their
Yeah.
face, but it didn't accomplish anything.
Mhm.
Your vehicle is still in the situation it is, and
Yeah.
you don't know where this is going to turn out to go.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. All right. Next question. Have you ever hit a pothole with your bike?
Actually, yes, I hit a pothole. I actually put that video up too. It just happened that I was recording. I
Okay.
hit a pothole in New York City so bad it knocked the
Is that
speaker.
the one with the speaker that I saw in the
Yeah,
front? I saw that video.
it knocked it clean off. I mean, I pretty much felt my teeth rattle when I hit this thing so hard. I was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "I just destroyed this thing." And
Yeah. Yeah.
it held up pretty well, but like most New Yorkers, when you
Mhm.
commute, you actually learn where every
Mhm.
pothole is on your commute,
Exactly.
and it's
Exactly.
almost like it turns into a subliminal thing. Okay, in 10 feet, I got to turn, avoid that pothole,
Yep.
in
Yep.
15 feet, and it
Mhm.
becomes like a habit. But yes,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
hit
Yeah.
potholes, and they're not nice.
I seen that video. Now, is that speaker? Is it Velcro down there or it
Actually,
looks?
I had it like 3 mm Velcro, about 4 or 5
Okay.
strips, and I've had it on there for a while since I bought the bike, and it's
Mhm.
never fallen off. I mean, 60, 70 miles an hour, bumps, hills, but that pothole was wicked. I mean, I really thought I hit I
Yeah.
hit,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Cause those 3M tapes, they're pretty strong. And to knock it out of that tape.
yeah. I'll tell you, it made my teeth chatter. That's how hard it was. Like, oof,
Jeez.
yeah.
Wow. Alrighty. Is there a special shop you take your bike to get it fixed, or do you fix it yourself? I know the answer to that one.
Well, yeah. I mean, I fixed everything myself. Luckily, so far, I had nothing to fix on
Okay.
my bike.
Okay.
But I did have a recall. There was the lug nuts on the bikes cracked. It was a recall, so it was no big deal. I took it back to the shop. They replaced them. Uh, just the only things I've had to take back was for recall. It was, but when I took it for the one recall, they did them all. So far so good.
Okay.
Everybody else that comes, it's usually from pretty much wear and tear.
Yeah.
So I try to help them. It's usually the biggest thing you see on a Ryker for damage is the radiators because they're so low.
Yeah,
And
I seen a video on that one. I think a guy came in, he hit a raised manhole or something and damaged,
yes,
and you was fixing it. I saw that video.
yeah.
Yeah. Every video that I see of yours, I just give it a thumbs up.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate.
no problem, man. All right. Let's see. Are modifications unlimited on those type of bikes? Are they kind of
Uh,
unlimited? I mean,
well, it's almost like since it's pretty new, there's one company who produces a lot of modifications for them,
okay.
and everybody knows them. I'm not gonna say their name. And so you can get a lot of stuff from them because it's plug and play. So they
Yeah.
pretty much have, like, I guess, a contract, or they figure out. You
Hmm.
have some people who popped up when the bike came out that make a lot of aftermarket parts, and they're making
Yeah.
some nice stuff as time goes on. Remember, I said it only came out in 2019,
Okay.
and then COVID hit, so I don't think the sales was as big as they thought them to be for this year.
Hmm.
So as for modifications, I think actually just coming out of the dealership, you could do about maybe 40 to 50 different color schemes.
Oh wow.
And as for now, you see more people making mufflers and seats
Yeah.
and stickers and lights and things like that are starting to
Hmm.
come more and more and more. But modifications are getting to the point where, yeah, you can keep spending money. I'm probably about $2,100 in on
Okay.
modifications. Yeah.
Okay. I seen you on that other video with the other YouTuber content creator, the female, I forgot her name, that she did like
Oh,
she
Beth.
spent, yeah, she spent so much money on her bike.
Yeah, she's no joke, but she's got a really big YouTube following. Shout
I
out to
know.
her
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she puts a lot of informative videos
Hmm.
for the Ryker. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually commented on one of her videos and she said, "Is Big Mac Sam your YouTube channel?" I said, "Yes." Yep. Now, how did you get into Canon bikes? Like what happened? Like what bit you? What bug bit you?
All right, this is cool. I used to ride two wheels,
Okay.
and I was getting off the two wheel thing. I was getting a little older, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't that much of an interest to me than before. So I saw that, I think it was 2009 is when the Can-Am first came out with the
Yep.
Spider. And I was like, wow, this thing is nice. I like the way it looks. That whole sitting upright riding instead of being bent over on a regular bike. And then the price point was like insane. So I was like, I don't want to spend that kind of money. They were very high in price. And as
Mm-hmm.
time went on, I still stayed with my two wheel. I was back and forth with it, using it just occasionally. And then, I used to talk about three wheel all the time. And then a friend of mine, actually, because I just stopped looking, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, man, did you see that Can-Am came out with a new bike?" So I was like, "What?" No, I wasn't paying attention. He said, "Yeah, check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Ryker." And I looked at it on YouTube and said, "Oh no, I gotta go get this. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the look. This is
Mm-hmm.
everything I've been looking for." Ran, called the dealer. Don't have. Though out of stock. Out of stock. You could get on the waiting list.
Oh wow.
Got on the waiting list. I think in February. I think they called me in April. Yeah, we got it. You got to come in 2 hours. So I rushed to the dealership in Long Island, Mineola Motors, and put the money down, and they put it together. And I think by May, I probably had it on the road. I
Mm-hmm.
believe I have the when I look at the VIN number, I believe I'm the first 1,000 in production.
Oh wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So then that's when you bought it. You went for it, and
Yeah, I mean, I bought it, I just jumped on it, I watched all the videos
yeah.
and how to do it, and I got on it, and I was like, okay, and I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And the dealer goes, okay, you ready? He said, you got the key started up? I said, yeah, I'm good. Because I remember, you know, one down, three up. And I was like, wait, hold on, there's no shifting on this. And then he was
Oh
like, okay, you got me. It's turn and go. There's no more shifting. So you just
yeah.
throttle and go. And it's I recommend that you take the three wheel class.
Okay.
because it's a lot different. You have to get off a motorcycle mindset because it's not a motorcycle. It's
Yeah.
not your typical two-wheel, I lean. It's a totally different driving style.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
not ready for it, you could potentially be like, wow, hold on. There's no handbrake. The brake is on the floor. It's ABS steering. It's no tilt to steer. You turn it's almost like a big wheel
Mm.
when you was young.
Yeah.
Your big wheel.
Okay. I remember those big
Yes.
wheels.
So recommend take the
Hmm.
class if you want to.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. All right. Cool. Have you ever been pulled over on a Can-Am?
Yes,
I did see a
several
video. You
times.
one of your videos. You was I think you pulled over to the side and a police officer came over
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
said
yeah.
he was a cool police officer.
Yeah, yeah. He was cool. He was really asking me more questions about it, but we just had a conversation about it. It wasn't really pulled over. I
Yeah.
pulled over. He just
Yeah. He just
happened to
came
be
by.
there and approached me. So it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but yes, I have been pulled over. Uh, I I don't want to say why, but
That's all right.
uh,
Yeah.
traffic stop and
Yeah.
pretty much it. Nice conversation about the bike. No
Okay.
tickets so far,
Okay.
so
Okay.
good
Okay.
luck for me. So
Yeah. 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 Do some of these police officers? Because sometimes I wonder, do they harass some of these biker guys? You know?
Well, they do because in New York City you have a real problem with the bikers. You have these dirt bikers and these ATVs. ATVs are
Mm-hmm.
illegal, the four wheelers,
Yeah.
and dirt bikes are mostly illegal on the street because it doesn't come with the safety features you need
Mm-hmm.
to ride in the street. Dirt bikes don't come with turn signals and all the reflective things that is needed to
Yeah.
be street legal. So you get a lot of that, and it's reckless because they have no respect for the road, so they'll run the
Mm-hmm.
lights and it's just a
Popping
lot of
wheelies and
fun.
all that. I
Yeah,
see it.
so
Yeah.
you have to keep two wheels on the ground. So
Mm-hmm.
that's part of the law. So you get a
Yeah.
lot of that, and I guess the cops pretty much look for, all right, if I could get somebody, maybe this will lead into something else type of vehicle stops. But my vehicle stops pretty much good. I have all the paperwork. I have my license, registration, insurance. It's legal, street legal.
Yeah.
It might be a minor infraction. I get pulled over, but I don't get harassed. Not a
Okay. Okay.
harassment thing, no.
All right. That's good. How much do those bikes go for? Average
Well,
about.
they have three models. It's the 600, 900, and the rally. The rally is like an off-roading version. It comes with like different tires, different types of features.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the lowest end is 8,000, and on the high end it's 11 to 12. So for the
Okay.
three models, yeah,
Oh, all right. All right. And where do you keep your bike? I'm sure in the garage.
yeah, yeah. I'm garage kept. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely in
definitely.
the garage because there's some people out there they get jealous or envy or hate, haters,
Yeah, haters is real, and plus, I don't want to park on the street. And somebody just back up all over me and then
Oh
leave.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, people are
Exactly.
reckless.
Yep. All right. You ever get intrusive thoughts about you getting hit while driving? That's the first thing I would think of.
Yeah, and the with a motorcycle rider, you don't your thoughts of getting hit isn't when you're not moving.
Mm,
Oddly enough, you don't have a problem when you're driving because you feel like, all right, I'm in control. I'm thinking ahead. I already know I want to get out of this situation.
yeah,
Look
yeah. How to
what's
handle
coming
that?
up. Look at these
Hmm.
fools up here, and look
Yep.
how this guy is driving. Let me stay away from him. The problem is when you stop. And what happens is when you stop, people are so ahead of you, behind you, are looking for a car in front of them. So once
Hmm.
they pick up their phone or they play with their radio or pick their nose and they don't
Hmm.
see a car, it's just, oh, I
Hmm.
just keep on going. And most of the time, that's what happens. You get rear ended,
Yeah.
rear ended. That's what happens. I mean, of course, there's the typical, somebody blows a light or a stop sign. And,
Hmm.
those things are like, but most of the time, a motorcycle rider is afraid of being standing still.
And getting hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually the number one collision is a rear end collision.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah,
I
because
believe it.
I talk about it in my class. I've been rear-ended in my own car 7 times in the 30 years I've been driving a car. Seven
Wow.
times, yeah, and it almost happened 8 times. And I always tell my students, the eighth time I got it on video, and it's on my YouTube channel. It was a chain reaction car collision that happened right behind me, and I
Oh
got it on
man,
video. Yeah,
man.
yep. What do you think of lane splitting?
Well, lane when I was on two wheels, I was a lane
It's
splitter.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's easily done with a two wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I all right. There's two ways to play it, right?
Yeah.
On a safety aspect, it's dangerous as hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't take much for you to clip a mirror and go flying out of control, or somebody
Yeah.
to squeeze into the lane. That's the problem, right? On a safety issue. On a rider's issue, I understand it because one, a bike doesn't have AC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting there on hot pavement in a helmet, in your gear, behind two cars, and you're just absorbing heat, right? Your bike can overheat. Two, you don't want to be sandwiched between a car in front and a car in back because if
Mm-hmm.
there is an accident, you're pretty much going to be crushed. So I get why guys on bike lanes split. It's just to get out of the situation, keep my bike moving and moving. Lane splitting at 90 miles an hour is a little crazy. Lane splitting at
Just
20,
thinking about
30.
it. Yeah, just thinking about it. Forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lane splitting at,
Mm-hmm.
30, 40 miles an hour, it's reasonable. But weaving in and out, it depends on what type of rider you are. If you feel you're comfortable and you're good, and that's what you're gonna do, So that's how I look at it. It's double sided.
Alrighty. Where can I buy a Canon like that? Canon Riker like that?
Okay, so there's no actual just a Can-Am dealer in New York City, but they're
Okay.
authorized Can-Am sellers. So I believe there's one in Queens, and there's
Okay.
like two in Long Island. So those are the
Oh, okay.
places that I know of that you can purchase them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Can those bikes be towed if you get a breakdown? I'm sure
Uh,
they can, right?
yeah, but they have to be flatbedded, and
Oh, yeah.
they call it a special tow. So you pay a
Okay.
little bit more money than you would a regular tow.
Oh, wow.
It has
Yeah.
to be flatbed, yeah.
How about if you have AAA? Does that cover it?
AAA will tow it, but they'll put you in as a special tow, so you'll have to pay a little higher rate
Oh, wow.
because
Okay.
AAA charges you just for a regular tow truck. But if you need a flatbed for like a motorcycle and for the Can-Am, it has to be strapped down in a different way. They'll
Okay.
charge you a certain rate for it's called a special tow.
Now, when you say they charge you, you mean they charge you right then and there, or you have to pay more yearly for that AAA?
It depends. I think if you have the premium AAA, I believe it's
Okay.
probably something they'll just put in the coverage. But if you have like basic, then yeah, you'll have
Okay.
to shell out a couple of dollars.
Okay. I have premium. I pay I think like $98 per year.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it'll probably get absorbed in your cost. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. How do you clean a Riker? Just hose it down and
Yeah, I mean, you could just hose it down. I don't recommend power washing, but
yeah, because that'll
uh,
do some damage right
yeah,
there.
yeah. Since mine's is wrapped in vinyl, I just use a mild soap and then I use a vinyl protectant on it. But
Okay.
it's mostly ABS plastic. So what you want to do is, just a light wash, microfiber, a light wax, and
What kind
that's
of
pretty
soap?
much.
Just regular like
Uh, Use a good car wash soap for
okay.
plastics, but you don't have to go heavy. You don't need nothing that's gonna because it's mostly plastic. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you ride in the winter? Sometimes
I
if it's safe. Depends on the
okay,
weather, I guess.
no snow riding,
Yeah, no snow
but
riding.
I have a tolerance level of below 50.
Okay.
Once the temperature drops below 50, I'm back in my car because
Okay.
I like the heat and the comfort. But I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
mind riding in the cold, but
Mm-hmm.
my tolerance is below 50. Anybody below that, God bless them. They guys put on all the equipment and the heated
Yeah,
seats
yeah.
and the heated vest and gloves. Not me. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
drive my car. That's what I bought it for.
Okay. Alrighty. Are there clubs of other Riker riders? If so, where?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of clubs out there. And
Really?
yeah. Okay, so right now out here we have Team Spider,
Okay.
which is located in Queens, and they're pretty big. They're Queens in New Jersey. I have a good riding crew called Ryker Riders. That's with a Z. They're out of Florida, but they have at least, I'm saying, 20 to 30 different chapters in different states.
Oh, wow.
So they're a very big riding club. They're actually holding a very big event in Florida on November 21st in Lake Placid, Florida for Ryker riders. And very cool club. I met the president of that club. I met the president of uh, Team Spider.
Okay.
Very nice guys. But yes, there are some huge Ryker riding clubs all across the state.
Wow, that's good.
Mhm.
There's always a club for something. All right, let's see. Okay, I have someone in my comments. Her name is Lisa Jane. She wait, I keep getting those notifications blocking my view here. All right, Lisa Jane says, "What are his thoughts on wearing a helmet in proper gear, even when it is warm out?"
Okay. So, okay, my thoughts on the helmet, a must. Don't I don't care how hot it is, how you feel. A helmet is a must. They
Yeah.
make a lot of different styles of helmets. If you don't want to go full face because you feel it's too hot, they have modulars that flip up, they have half helmets that go on the top. A must. Riding gear, listen, I know it's hot and I know that it can make the sweat come out to you, but just those little pads on your elbows or your back or your knees will
Mm-hmm.
save you some serious road rash and
Yeah.
damage. I'm a
Pew.
guy who rode both both ways with and without gear, and let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you, it's the difference from night and day. Yes, you will sweat. Yes, it's a little uncomfortable, but from what they made from back when I was riding in the late 90s to what they have now, the materials are different. They're lighter. They're more lightweight. They make them more comfortable. So, yes, I am pro motorcycle safety equipment in
Mm-hmm.
all weathers.
Okay. I know, cause if you if you fly off that motorcycle, if you get hit or something, or if you hit like
Yeah.
a, you know, you're gonna peel your skin right off.
Yes, it will. It will. And,
Yeah.
even if you don't want to go full, arm, knee, leg, I get
Mm-hmm.
that. But just back and hand protection, this way, if you do fall, you'll have something for your hands to help you and
Yep.
something on your back because most of the time you're going to end up sliding on your back anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
back protection, hand protection, helmet at a minimum for me. And yeah, I
That's
know
it.
you might see me on my bike and be like, oh, he's not wearing nothing. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I am. Under my
Yeah.
shirt, I'm wearing a back
Mm-hmm.
protection.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I was riding a bicycle, just a bicycle. And what I did was I was going really fast. What I did was I switched my right hand to the left handle and my left hand to the right, and I thought I can control it. It screwed up my mind, and I scraped myself. I fell, lost control, and scraped myself.
No, no, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that
That,
thing burns for months.
oh yeah, yeah.
Months.
Wow. Now we have another comment here from Max Zamboni. He says, I can't think of any questions. I wouldn't want to ride a motorcycle, two wheel or three wheel. I like to have metal around me as well as airbags and seat belts. It makes me feel a lot safer. So, you know, that, I saw when
I,
when he wrote that, I was thinking to myself, I feel the same way. I feel like much safer in a car than a motorcycle.
No, no, and let me tell you something.
Hmm.
I'll give you perspective on it, right? Here's a guy. I'm a guy who rode two wheels, three wheels, and a car, right? So
Okay.
two-wheel riding is, if I could say, oh, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you're pretty much like, I'm gonna get out of this situation. I can
Hmm.
move, I can get out the way, but if I do get hit, I'm gone. That's how you feel on two wheels. But
Yeah.
in two wheels, you feel more of, you have a sense of, a false sense of control,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because no one can control the abnormalities of a traffic accident. But
Yeah.
if you're a good motorcycle rider and you're defensive, you could
Mm-hmm.
pretty much look ahead and say, I got to get out this situation quickly. These two
Yeah.
cars are going to do this. This guy's turning. Right. On three wheels, you get almost a false sense of security because you're balanced. You don't have to put your hands down. You can let go of the handlebars. You can cruise. So it gives you a false sense of security, right?
Okay.
With a car, you have a full sense of security. You're surrounded
Mm-hmm.
by metal, you have airbags, this and that, third. Can I control abnormalities? No. The risk of me dying in an accident greater on a motorcycle than a car? Yes. But like everything else, it's a preference. There are people who say, I am never going to jump out of a plane to skydive, but yet you have millions of people who skydive as a recreational sport, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Motorcycle riding is a preference, not something you pick out of safety or necessity.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that help him?
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Everybody has their own opinion. So,
Right.
yep. 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 Alrighty. So, Ben Smith has an oddball question. Do motorcyclists experience a situation where they get hit in the face by rock, spun up from big rigs? How do they recover? I'm terrified when they hit my windshield.
Okay. Yes. So, yes, motorcycle riders do occasionally get pelted with rocks, right? Most of the time, it's not something. Well, all right. A true motorcycle rider, when he sees a big truck, whether it's carrying or 18 wheeler or a dump truck, you don't get behind it. You
Mm-hmm.
automatically know debris falling off that thing. Get out
Yep.
the way.
Yeah.
When you have the accidental, if somebody hits some loose gravel and kicks it up, yes. But that's why the helmet, the visor, the goggles, and the things like that protects you. Those things are pretty strong, and they have high impact ratings,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not, and they just like your windshield. Those plastics on them, you won't get it shatter, it won't smash through. And I'm not talking about a brick, but I'm talking about pebbles.
Yeah.
It
Pebbles.
kind of
Yeah.
scares you. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, oh. But it's not to the point where you're gonna go lay down the bike. It's
Mm-hmm.
just pretty much like, all right, I'm all right, keep moving.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. From Cops Court and Community. That's our buddy there, Darnell. Uh,
Darnell.
yeah. He had a he has quite a few questions here. Is there any special training that is required to ride a motorcycle?
Yes, actually, Can Am has a three-wheel motorcycle course.
Okay.
You have to look it up on the website. I'm not particularly where, but I'm quite sure they
Mm-hmm.
have it in multiple states.
Yeah.
And I believe it's about an hour course, and you get safety training. They teach you how to make turns and stops and how to handle that type of vehicle. Yes.
Okay.
So yes, there is training.
But now you're talking about for the three wheeler or the two wheeler or both?
Three-wheeler, two-wheeler
The three wheeler.
training, you go to a motorcycle school.
Okay.
Nowadays motorcycle schools have them for the three wheels because they're becoming
Yeah.
very popular, but
Mm-hmm.
Can-Am itself offers a their own class from their own instructors.
Okay. Okay. And can you ride a motorcycle with a regular license?
No,
I
you
know that one.
have yeah, you have to have a class M endorsement,
Yep.
and now they
Motorcycle.
also have a three-wheel
Mm-hmm.
endorsement.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So they do have the three wheeler endorsement too.
Yes, that's
Okay.
becoming
All right.
popular now because people are coming to motorcycle courses and they want to get their motorcycle license, but they're not on three wheels. But New York City classifies anything less than
Mm-hmm.
four wheels as a motorcycle. So they had to change it so you can actually get a three-wheel endorsement.
Oh, okay. All right. License to ride an electric scooter.
That I don't know anything about electric scooters. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know New York City has a huge problem with those things, and
Yeah. What
but
I understand is that you don't need a motorcycle license if if that scooter does 30 miles per hour, or less than 30 miles per hour. That's what
Oh,
I heard.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not too much into,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
what that can
Okay.
do, but
Because sometimes I see these Chinese restaurant guys, delivery guys, they're in their little scooter delivering meals, and the guy he told me he doesn't have a license for it. They go less than 30 miles per hour, so they don't need a license for it.
yeah, I mean, I see them all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have no respect for. I mean, even a bicyclist has
Mm-hmm.
to at some point respect the road, and I see that
Sure.
these guys drive these things like they're all over the place, and I'm like, oh well, I mean, I guess that's the risk you take if you're going to, play that game,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
those are one things like I just try to stay away from 'cause I don't know too much about it. So,
Yeah. How about let's see, what are your thoughts on the Revel scooters? That's from Darnell.
well, here's my thing about Revel. Great concept. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
put the company down. Emissions. Ease of getting around mobility. But I do believe it has to be pushed around that this thing is not a bicycle. It's not a joke. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's moving fast. Um, you have to obey the same rules of the road as a car and a motorcycle because, as you see, the increase in accidents that was going on, people took them
Yeah.
as, oh, I could just rent this, turn the handle, and just zip
Mm-hmm.
around New York City. It's
Yep.
it's a very it's still a machine,
Mm-hmm.
if I could put it in perspective. So you have to treat it as such. It has power.
Mm-hmm.
It can do damage if you hit someone. It can do damage if you hit someone crossing the street. You can run into something if you don't know how to control it. I do know now that they're implementing all these safety courses and online courses you have to go on to rent them now. But people have to respect it as a vehicle,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
anything on the road. You have to
Mm-hmm.
respect the rules of the road, and if you respect the rules of the road, your risk of being, injured or injuring someone lessens. So that's
Yeah.
why it's important. Motorcycle safety, vehicle safety,
Mm-hmm.
bicycle safety.
Yeah.
It's important to know the rules of the road.
Yes. Yes. That's where I actually got the information. See, anybody can rent a Revel scooter
Right.
because they don't have a motorcycle endorsement, so anybody could rent them, and that's how I found out that they don't need a motorcycle license because they go under 30 miles per hour.
Hmm.
Yeah. So.
But still, it's 30 miles an hour. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's an impact. You got to understand
Exactly.
it. You slip on the floor
Mm-hmm.
walking and hit the back of your head, you can
Of
kill yourself.
course. Yeah.
Now, if I'm doing 30 miles an hour on a vehicle and I hit a solid object, that means now I'm moving at 30 miles an hour
Yeah.
without any protection. Think about
Mm-hmm.
that concept.
Oh yeah.
So now if someone hits me and I don't have a helmet, you're just like a pedestrian.
Yeah.
So if I want to run a red light, the same thing as me running across the street at the red light. If I get hit by a vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the same thing. So if I want to ride a bicycle or a motorcycle or anything without a helmet, I'm taking that risk in my own hands, which is
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
dangerous. Yeah,
Yeah. That's true. Do these scooter riders pose a risk to themselves in the public?
absolutely.
Of course. Yeah.
If you
Mm-hmm.
see them, and I'm not saying all of them, but you
Mm-hmm.
do see it gets very, very reckless. And
Mm-hmm.
because you don't obey the law and you think it's okay to run a red light or run a stop sign, fine. You might have made it through. But what if the guy that had the right of way saw you and he stops and then he
Mm-hmm.
gets rear ended because you
Yeah.
were acting reckless, or he didn't want to run over you, so he swerved out the way and he hit somebody. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a cause and effect. So it goes back to what I'm saying. If you don't respect the rules of the road, it's not only you, it's
Yeah.
you're affecting everyone else on that road.
Okay. Yep. All right. This is like a repeat question. This is from Ben Smith. He's asking about What do motorcyclists think about lane splitting? We did talk about
We
that.
talked about that.
Yeah. He's also asking, uh, let's see, Ben Smith is also saying the problem I see is a difference in speeds between motorcycles and cars in situations where there is a slowdown and cars can only go, for example, 10 miles per hour and motorcycles can go 30 miles per hour. Just wondering what your guest thinks about that. So I guess
Oh,
he's
he's
talking about
talking
the lane
about, oh,
splitting.
if the traffic is slow and you lane split. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
discussed it before. We discussed it, but
yeah. So
just to go into his question, most motorcycle riders don't want to sit in traffic, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? This is basically it, man. I ran out of questions, man. That's messed up. What time is it? Oh, look at that. About 45 minutes.
We have
Me and Darnell,
45.
we did like 49 minutes in the interview. So, all
Yeah, I
right.
mean, I pretty much I was looking at your questions here. Let me
Oh, you
bring
got the
them.
questions there, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we did the modifications, toe breakdown rods in the
Yeah.
winter. I don't know if you wanted to go you wanted to do some motorcycle safety like
Yeah,
require.
let's do that. Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right.
Why
So
not?
we
Yeah,
could do a
sure.
little, I could give you a little more required motorcycle
Yeah.
safety equipment. Eye
Okay.
protection is required, right?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the first thing. So a windshield is not eye protection on a motorcycle. You have
Okay.
to have safety DOT regulated goggles or
Mm-hmm.
regulated visor, right?
Okay.
Okay, so now handlebars cannot be higher than your shoulders. Now I know a lot of guys will see these choppers where the guys have their
Yeah.
arms straight up.
All the way up like that.
That is illegal.
Wow.
Yeah. Your motorcycle must be inspected, right? So you have to have your safety inspection just like a car, right?
Okay.
Um, your headlight must be DOT regulated,
Okay.
not too bright. They have all these regulations. Your tires must meet the tread standard as said by your state. License plate must be illuminated and visible. Now,
Okay.
I know everybody sees motorcycles where they
Mm-hmm.
can't see a license plate, and those things are done on purpose, and some are done because they did modifications and they don't have a place to put it. The law is you
Yeah.
must have a motorcycle plate visible and illuminated. If you don't
Okay.
have that, you know, you have to have your front facing lights, of course. You have to have all your signal lights. None
Mm-hmm.
of them could be anything other than yellow,
And you're
right?
talking about mostly New York.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
giving you a New York breakdown,
okay.
but I do believe the safety equipment is standard across the states. So
Yeah.
when I'm talking
I mean,
about,
it does make sense. Yeah.
yeah, I know certain states don't require helmets, and
Like
they have.
Iowa.
There you go.
I lived in
So
Iowa. They didn't require a helmet.
there you go. So this is basically what I'm doing is New York and mostly all the states,
Mm-hmm.
right? Horn is required. Rear view mirror is required. Uh, of course, a tail light, a stop light is required.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet must be DOT approved. And the big thing in New York is, I believe, exhaust. So you
Yeah.
can't have those loud screaming pipes.
Oh man. Yeah.
Even though everybody says, oh, loud pipes save lives and things like that. But, there's regulations on how loud things can be and
Yeah.
modifications. So that's pretty much a breakdown of the motorcycle safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not like some of these scooters. Some of the scooters, they could pass by you. They're electronic or battery something, and you can't
Oh,
hear
you
them
don't
coming.
hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a
Sometimes you don't hear it.
bicycle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I guess we're done then.
Yeah,
That's
we're
it.
done. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
that's
we
it.
pretty much got
This is
everything.
this is. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
I just found out a while back that when you put on the signal light, they don't cancel themselves out when you're making a left turn. You gotta take it out yourself, right? Is that
That
correct?
was older style motorcycles, but newer
Okay.
style motorcycles have
Oh, they
sensors.
do.
Once you
Oh, they
start
do cancel
turning,
out now.
it,
Okay.
it
All
clicks
right.
out. Yeah, that's old school style. Now,
Oh, that's old
all
school.
these
Okay.
things, bikes are run electronically now. ABS,
Yeah.
anti-lock. They're
Okay.
all computers run it run your bikes too. It's not.
Yeah.
It's all different, man. It senses. They just like a car. They understand the road. They adapt to your driving style. These things are amazing machines. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to go out there and get a bike, recommendation: take a course, take a class. If you want to get into the Can-Am Ryker, or you got any questions, you can hit me up.
Yep.
My YouTube channel is La Love Rodful. It'll be popping up on the screen every once in a while. My Instagram is at Shadow Black Ryker. My podcast is Rolling on Three, where I talk to other Can-Am Ryker riders about their bikes. The podcast is called Rolling on Three. It's on all streaming platforms except iTunes at this point.
Awesome. I was gonna tell you to give a plug to your channel, and I didn't even have to say it. You said it.
Yeah, I'm a professional now. I'm starting to
Awesome, man.
understand how
Awesome.
this stuff works. So yeah.
Alrighty, man. So it was great to have you, man. And this doing this interview and all that. So it's nice to meet you. Nice
Yeah,
to
this
have
is
you.
great, man. Somebody
Yeah, yeah,
interviewing
yeah,
me. This is great.
yeah. Cause you are the one that's usually interviewing people, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Look
how
at
I
that.
feel.
And let if you want to say it on your YouTube channel that you were interviewed, and people go head on over to my channel once I
Oh yeah,
upload the
yeah.
video. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I'll definitely give a shout out to Big Mac Sam's channel and what he's
yep.
doing over there. He's got
And if
some.
you want to, like I told Darnell, we spoke about it. If you want to share this actual video also on your channel as well, go right ahead. Or if you want to
Oh,
break it
okay,
down,
cool.
yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
go
Yeah, I'll
ahead.
break it down, put some clips on. Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, man. This was great.
Alrighty,
Anytime you want to
alrighty.
have me back on the show, just let me know. Hit me
Okay,
up. Oh, good.
all right, all right. You take it easy, man. You God bless and always be safe out there.
All right, brother. You
All
too.
right, take it easy. All right, later,
Later.
man. All right, bye.